What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. And are you ready for a victory lap? Because today I was 100% right about the Harley Davidson X500. It is officially coming to the United States. Oh, never mind. So, a slightly different setup for the news style videos. We are going to be hitting the road in a little bit, but I do wanted to just try something new because it could be a little bit fun and I should be able to focus a lot better, and maybe we can shorten these news videos down because they don't need to be 20 minutes. So this has been a story that I have been following for years at this point. We're talking way back in the Yamcast days. I was talking about these badged Harley Davidson motorcycles. It started out as just concept drawings. Then we heard that the X350 and the X500 were going to be built in Asia for the Asia market. Then we did end up hearing that Harley Davidson was going to be bringing the X350 over to the United States, but only for their Riders Academy motorcycle. And I thought that was strange because a lot of riders will start on one bike and then want to buy that motorcycle after they test on it, just because they have some familiarity with it. So it was a little bit weird that there wasn't going to be any offering there. Next, we heard just a little while back that Harley Davidson was going to be bringing the X500 to Australia and New Zealand, and sometimes they get lumped into the Asia market, but sometimes they're different. This has been the slow rollout that I had kind of expected to see with these motorcycles, and when I heard that this was happening, I anticipated seeing the X500 coming to the United States. It just made sense. Currently on their showroom floors, Harley Davidson does not have an offering for beginner riders. If you talk to people at a Harley Davidson dealership, they'll tell you that the Sportster 975 is a great option. I completely disagree. Not to mention, Harley Davidson has been acknowledging that other kinds of motorcycles besides cruisers exist in the world. They've made their Pan America. They almost made the Bronx, and then they made everybody really sad when they took it away from us. But we are seeing them awaken to different kinds of riding, and I imagine this is a great opportunity for them to bring a motorcycle over that doesn't have to be built here in the States. It doesn't have to go through the entire R&D process because they're badging the Benelli Leoncino. This brings us to the actual news story. So Dennis Chung over at motorcycle.com went through and found the owner's manual for the 2024 X500, which includes United States VIN codes, and it includes stuff like 49 state warranty information. Why would you waste the time going through that process, which is expensive and is a huge time suck because you're dealing with a government bureaucracy, if you're not going to bring the motorcycle over for sale? So the immediate conclusion is, well, they're bringing it to the US. And after reading the article, I thought very much the same way. I was like, why wouldn't they bring it here? It makes all the sense in the world, especially since they don't really have a beginner offering. But I did a little bit of journalism on my end, and I reached out to Harley Davidson to see if I could get them to comment on this. And I actually did get a comment, believe it or not. The X500 is made in Asia for the Asia market and will not be for sale in the United States. That completely contradicts the story, right? Maybe. And this is where we enter entirely speculation land. My experience with manufacturers tells me that they are never, ever going to comment on bikes that are in development unless they have already been announced. You will start hearing stuff like engine displacement, power figures, and weight once the motorcycle's been announced, but you won't hear any of that until it's official that the motorcycle is coming. So it makes sense that Harley Davidson would give me the line, it's not coming to the United States, because they're going to control the message. I'm not saying that's what's happening. That's just my read on this situation. So if this bike is indeed coming to the United States, when can we expect it? Probably Q2 2024 at the earliest. I imagine maybe round about February, we'll see another one of their announcement videos where they generate hype for the next year, which are always really well produced from Harley Davidson. You see Jochen Zeitz come out and talk about how passionate Harley Davidson people are, and while it's a company line, it is actually really true. The folks at Harley Davidson are awesome. But that is when I believe we'll actually see any kind of confirmation, and it'll probably be a mid-year release. It would also be really great if they could land it before summer, because that's when a lot of people are going to start picking up their first motorcycles, is in the summer. So imagine it might start hitting dealerships around May. Now the real question becomes cost. How much is this thing going to cost consumers? Because it's a badged motorcycle, and if it costs too much more than the original one, people are just gonna go get the original one. Now, I'm not gonna get too into the specifics here because there's regional pricing in a lot of different countries, so it's not reliable. This is just how I'm formulating my guess. If you look at the cost of the Leoncino 500, the bike that the X500 is based on, in Australia, it costs 9,890 kangaroo coins. The Harley Davidson costs 11,400 or thereabouts. That is a 14% increase from the Benelli to the X500. Now you are gonna have people say that that is too much for that motorcycle, and I completely understand. However, these are the prices that we have. So if we were to compare that to something like what we might see in the United States, well, the Benelli Leoncino is $6,700 here. 14% over that puts it right around $7,700 or $1,000 more. Honestly, I think that's a pretty good guess as to where we might get pricing-wise for this motorcycle. And with that being said, let's hit the road and wrap up my thoughts on all of this and see whether or not this is something to actually stay excited for.
I really, really want this thing to succeed, and I think it could. I really do think that this could be people's gateway into the brand, and I want to see Harley offer something to a beginner that's not the 975 Sportster, because that is not a beginner bike. It's 14 grand. It's like 15 grand for the special. It makes 100-ish horsepower, 90 horsepower, and like 74 foot-pounds of torque. That ain't no bike for somebody to start on, my friend. That is a beefcake, and it's an expensive beefcake at that. I can only hope that Harley Davidson sees the light on this. And you know what? I honestly think they've handled this whole Leoncino thing really, really well. The X500, their rollout has made a lot of sense. It's been a very corporate rollout. They've been thinking about this. And I don't think they're gonna whiff on the price. I really don't. When you look at the Pan America, it's priced competitively. I'm willing to be wrong on this, and I will fully own myself for being wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to call Harley Davidson out on it. Because if they go too high on this, they're going to kneecap this motorcycle. They're going to absolutely kneecap it. But I don't think they're going to fuck this one up. I really don't. Also, if anybody at Harley Davidson is watching this video and you are going to do a US launch, can I come, please? Can I please get an invite? I'm very, very excited to see what this bike is all about. I have ridden the Leoncino before. It's exactly what you would expect from a $6,700 motorcycle. My KLR is a $6,700 motorcycle. It does motorcycle stuff. It is a good machine, and it doesn't really blow your socks off. Its clusters are made of plastic, unlike the metal that's on here. The switch gear might be a little bit clunky here and there, but it's a good motorcycle. It's a good, reliable platform, and I really want to see it. I want to see it in person. So, Harley Davidson, do your boy a solid. I've been going to bat for you on this motorcycle for months. I may have been doing some backhanded compliments the whole time, but please, can I come see this motorcycle when it launches in the States? Please. Oh, man. With that one, guys, I will call it a video. Let me know your thoughts on this bike finally coming to the States. Are you pumped? Do you hate it? I'm really interested to hear from those folks who, A, are Harley Davidson riders and owners. What do you think about this as a gateway into a brand that I know you take very seriously? Because Harley Davidson people, they are about that Harley lifestyle, and they get defensive. Do you see this as a good thing, or do you see it as watering down the brand? And then I'm also really interested in hearing from people who are curious about getting started in Harley Davidson. Would this be a motorcycle that you're interested in? You know, and here at the end of the video, it's worth pointing out that a lot of people badge motorcycles. A lot of people build motorcycles in not the home country. The XSR 700 is built in France. A lot of the beginner bikes from, you know, Triumph and BMW and KTM are built in India. And they're all great motorcycles, and they have pretty solid reliability, and they price them aggressively. What do y'all think about all of that stuff relative to Harley Davidson and their X500? Let me know down in the comments below. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.